Good morning, guys. It's Coach Jesco. I know this is a little bit weird, so I wanted to post an overview video just of what we'll be doing this week, what it's going to look like. This week's pretty much the setup week just to make sure that we all have access, we all kind of know what's going on. So I posted some things in Classroom. I'm about to flip the camera so y'all can see what I've posted, what it means, things like that. And then we'll talk about some other options during the week where you guys can message me, see me, talk about things, okay? So when you go on to Classroom, I'm on second periods right now, you'll see new material and it says Virtual Learning Week 1, okay? When you click on that, there's 3 documents. I'm gonna go through them a little quick, and then if you guys have questions, make sure that you're following me on Remind or you email me as well, okay? So on this English expectations, this is pretty much like a syllabus that we would have gone over, say, the second week of school when we started this year, okay? So it has an overview. I mean, that's pretty easy to go through. It's mainly relying on technology. I know that's weird. It's weird for me too. I really miss seeing y'all's faces. I will have office hours, so you can see right here that I'm gonna be available by video and messaging every school day from 9 a.m. to 11, and then again from 1 to 3, unless something crazy comes up, all right? And y'all know I like to tell you my life and talk to you about things, so be aware for that as well. On top of that, you can always message me through Remind. Y'all have that link. I'll post it on Classroom as well. And then you can always email me. Every Wednesday, so the middle of the week, just to go over things, if you have questions, I'm gonna be open for a video chat from 10 to 11, and then again from 2 to 3, all right? In saying that, this will be the link. We'll get kind of used to using Google Meet. You'll probably be using it in your other classes. And so I'll make sure that I post that link and y'all know where it's at, but it's also on this expectations, okay? The big thing about today and this week is making sure that you're familiar with all of these different platforms, all right? So we have Remind. There's the code for you at TEX19 to 81010. When y'all text that, you'll get my updates, okay? I probably blow y'all up too much with my reminds, but it helps me kind of stay on track as well. You can also message me through that, and it will send directly to my phone, so even outside of those office hours, I'll be able to answer questions for you. Google Classroom, you all are enrolled in it. If you're looking at this right now, you're in my 2nd or my 7th period class. Make sure you're checking it daily, all right? I'll be posting, and you guys will get used to it. I know this week's kind of weird. You'll get used to it. I'll post things on the beginning of the week on Monday, and then we'll go through those things, and then you'll have options on Wednesday to ask me virtually, okay? School email is another big one. Make sure you're checking that for important updates. You can also email me if you don't want to have Remind, or I'm texting y'all too much through Remind, then you can always email me as well. Google Meet, that's what we were talking about earlier. I'll click on it real quick so y'all can see. It's basically, it's a virtual camera, okay? And so this link will always allow you to talk to me, to see me. If you want to talk to me individually and you don't want to be in the classroom on that Wednesday or during those office hours, you can always message me and say, hey, can we get on Google Meet real quick, and then we can do one-on-one, or maybe I can answer some questions that you don't necessarily feel comfortable asking in front of other people, all right? So it'll always be that code. I'll post it multiple times, both online, on Remind, on Classroom, everywhere, so that you know where to find me, okay? What else do we have? Google Hangouts, it's basically like a chat room. Y'all have had restricted access to that before, but they've opened it up for you. So I'll be on Google Hangouts every day from that 9 to 11, and then again from that 3 to 5 area, or sorry, not 3 to 5, 1 to 3, and then I'll be able to message y'all quicker that way too. Here are my daily expectations. They're pretty easy. Check Remind, check email, check Classroom for any updates, answer the daily question posted on Classroom. I'll talk to y'all about that in just a second. And then our weekly expectations, that's where we're starting today. Check Monday for a weekly overview. We'll go over that in just a second. And assignment expectations and examples. Organize your time to complete all the assignments. For me, your assignments will be due Thursday at 11:59 p.m. for the option for full credit. And then if you want to turn it in late or something comes up, or I don't know, if you need to turn it in a different time, Sunday at 11:59 p.m. would be the last day that I would take it for late work or assignment corrections, okay? And that, of course, would be at the 70% as the highest possible grade, all right? So I know it's a lot. It's a lot for me too. I'm trying to figure it out. It's difficult not seeing y'all and being able to walk you through it and talk you through it, and just honestly seeing y'all's faces. So I know it's weird, but let me just show you what we're gonna do for this first week. We'll talk about it real quick, and then I'll post that stuff on Classroom, okay? So the second document that you have on this virtual learning week is this student copy of the first week, all right? And so in saying that, I will post this every Monday. So next week we'll say virtual learning week 2, blah, 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 okay? It's a short calendar. It's kind of like the calendar that I have in my classroom. Hopefully this will help you complete it in a timely manner. In saying that, it's all due Thursday at 11:59. So if you want to knock it out today, knock it out today. If you want to wait till Thursday at 11 p.m., wait till Thursday at 11 p.m., okay? Today, the 30th, watch the weekly video, which if you're hearing my voice right now, that's what you're doing. View the expectations I've posted on Classroom. We just went over that really quick. Sign up for all the platforms. So all of those things are listed in that expectations paper, okay? So Google Meet, Remind, obviously you're on Classroom, things like that. And then I'm gonna assign your quick write. I'm gonna do that after this video, okay? Work to turn in. Every day you're gonna have a daily question, all right? The daily question is not gonna be anything crazy. Like today it's gonna say something such as, hey, what are your questions or concerns about virtual learning so far? And that's really just for me to check and see if y'all are getting on, you're checking out the Google Classroom, you're staying up on your assignments, you're waking up and you're checking your computer, okay? And then every day check Classroom, email, and Remind. I'll make sure to send out a Remind daily. I'll set an alarm on my phone so that I'm texting y'all and reminding y'all daily about things that we need to do, okay? Then Tuesday, which I'll post another video tomorrow, but you're gonna watch that video posted on Classroom. And then you're gonna follow Humans of New York on Instagram or view their website at this link, okay? And that will relate to your quick write. When you see the quick write today, it'll make a lot more sense. Again, answer the daily question, okay? And then check those platforms. Wednesday would be the day if you had questions for me or you just wanted to talk to me face to face or you had some concerns or things weren't making sense, you can log into that Google Meets at either 10 or 2. I know y'all like to sleep in, okay? And then you can chat me at this link. Again, if Wednesday doesn't work or you're talking to a bunch of other teachers on Wednesday, you can always message me through Remind and we can find a time where we can talk either on Google Meet or we can message back and forth on Remind or on email, okay? But I'll for sure have an hour from 10 to 11 and then again from 2 to 3 to ask any questions or answer them. If you want to show me your quick write that you've started and say like, hey, is this what you're wanting? Then you can go ahead and do that as well, all right? Same thing, answer the daily question, check those platforms. On Thursday, this day is pretty much for y'all. You're gonna finish any assignments that you have not completed and turn them in on Classroom by 11:59. And we'll go over the quick write rubric in just a second, okay? And then same thing, answer the daily question, check Google Classroom, check all those platforms, your quick write is due, all right? I'll have your grades back to you by noon on Friday. You can turn in late work or corrections. Let's say you get a grade that you're not really happy with. You can correct it for up to a 70 by Sunday at 11:59, okay? Same thing, answer the daily question, check Google Classroom, email, Remind every day, okay? Your virtual learning assignments, they're due by 11:59 on Thursday. And then again, you guys have all of my contact information. You can always email me, you can get on Remind and message me. You have those times during the day, 9 to 11 and 1 to 3 every day that I'll be available. If you want to get on Google Meets during those times, that's awesome. If you want to wait till Wednesday and be in there with a couple other people, that's fine too, okay? With that being said, some of the questions that I've had are things like, what time is class? There is no time. Okay, there is no time. It is a little bit weird, but you are basically stepping into that role of kind of owning your own education, okay? So you can get on Classroom whenever you want. You can do the assignments whenever you want, as long as you turn them in before the assigned due date, which might be different for every teacher. You kind of have a little bit more freedom than you have had necessarily at school when we're going in person, okay? So for me, it's easier if I have a planner and I check every Monday, okay, here's what's due, I fill it in for that week, and then I kind of attack it that way. If you want to do all English on Monday and science on Tuesday and math on Wednesday, that's up to you. It's all on you, okay? We're here to support you and answer questions and guide you through it, but we can't say, hey, get on at 2 o'clock today because this is due at 3 o'clock. We can't do that. So just make sure you're organizing your time, you're prioritizing what you feel like you need to accomplish first. If you're missing some assignments for my class, this might be a perfect time to make those up. I know some of you haven't turned in that personal narrative. This might be a great time if you're bored at home, if you're done watching Netflix, if you don't know what to do, make up some of those assignments, okay? Look at them on Skyward. Here's the last thing I'll talk to y'all about today, okay? It's your quick write rubric. So what's gonna happen is on Classroom on Monday for every week, you will have one quick write, okay? That quick write is due on Thursday at 11:59 and you have a rubric for it, okay? I'll adjust it weekly to appropriately address each quick write for that week. So this one is gonna be about Humans of New York. I'll show you the book real quick. Humans of New York. It is not a real book in the sense that there's characters and a plot. It is all pictures of people, okay? And we'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. And with each of those pictures comes a story, all right? And the story is like the length of an Instagram caption. And we'll talk about it tomorrow in my video as well. But the entry for each quick write that you write this week, which is only one, we'll start with a tag. Okay, so the title, author, and the genre. So we'll talk about it tomorrow, but it's Humans of New York. It's by Brandon Stanton, and we'll talk about that. Your entry will implement 3 relevant pieces of evidence, okay? And you can do that by providing a connection to self, a connection to the world, or a connection to another piece of art or literature, okay? So y'all can look through this and you can see A through F what each thing does. Obviously in the A, the entry doesn't have any spelling, capitalization, or grammar errors. It does a good job of answering the question, and then it goes down from there, obviously, to A through F. With that being said, the question this week will be something about Humans of New York. So Miss Bossinger's class and Miss Lawrence's class, they're finishing up a book. We had just finished our midterm, our personal narrative. We had kind of closed off right before spring break, before we opened up to a new unit. That new unit was gonna be Humans of New York regardless, okay? So what I'm gonna ask you this week to do is to get on Humans of New York. You have the link on your you have the link on your weekly overview. There's a website, there's an Instagram, follow it, whatever is easier for you, and find a picture that interests you, okay? Then read their story. When you read their story, what do you notice? What do you relate to? I'll pull up Humans of New York here in just a second. What do you relate to? Is this something that you can relate to personally? So yeah, this picture stood out to me because it's a picture of an athlete and I was an athlete, okay? Is it something that you can relate to in the world? Man, this picture stood out to me because it was a picture with their family, and right now I'm missing seeing my family at birthday parties, at celebrations, whatever, okay? And so in your quick write that's due on Thursday, you'll pick a picture, you'll explain that picture, you'll talk about how it's from Humans of New York, and then you'll relate to it in 3 different ways. It could be 3 personal connections, it could be 3 world connections, it could be 3 different connections to 3 different books or pieces of art. It's really up to you. You just have to connect to it in 3 different ways, okay? And so when you pull it up, and I'll show you real quick, when you have on this weekly template and you go to Humans of New York, okay, and I'll show you again tomorrow, there are a bunch of stories, okay? And so like right here, it has the 3 pictures, and then it tells you her story in about 1 or 2 paragraphs, okay? A lot of them right now are quarantine stories. With that being said, there are different countries that you can look at. So if you like to travel, like y'all know I like to travel, you can look at stories from a bunch of different places, and I'll go more in depth on this tomorrow, all right? So today, you've watched the video, awesome. You're gonna check the English expectations if you need to go over them again. We went through them on this video. You're gonna look at the weekly overview, awesome, you've seen that as well. Then you're going to look at the discussion question. Maybe you want to get on Humans of New York today, check it out. Maybe you don't, maybe you're done listening to my voice. That's awesome too, okay? And then tomorrow I'll post another video. I'll talk more about Humans of New York, okay? Just make sure today that you answer the daily question, which will be really if you have any questions or concerns about virtual learning, and you go through all those platforms. That's the main thing, okay? My video is a little bit long. Every day will be about 15 minutes of work, okay? Now that you've seen the weekly overview, you might just log on every day, do the daily question. That'll take you 2 minutes, and then go on to Thursday and do your quick write on Thursday. Totally up to you. Remember, I'll be on Wednesday if you guys want to talk to me on Google Meets. I know it's a lot. I'm hoping that this helps you be less stressed now that you've seen it and you know what to look for this week. I'll do the same thing next week if that's the same virtual learning that we're doing, and for however long this takes, that's how I'll do it, okay? I hope that we're back sooner rather than later. I really do miss y'all. If you want to see me on Wednesday, tune in on Wednesday on Google Meets. I'll post that link in Classroom as well. And then if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me on Remind, school email, Google Hangouts, whatever is the easiest for y'all, okay? So let me know if you have any questions. I sure do miss y'all, and hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, guys.